the Anti Shark Harmonic Pattern indicator, which is offered for various platforms on the TradingFinder website. From this section, you can download the indicator file for MetaTrader 4 and MetaTrader 5 platforms and run it on your chart. Traders can also read this page to learn about how the indicator works and its functionality. From the Navigator section, we select the indicator file and run the indicator by dragging the file onto the chart. Once the indicator is loaded onto the chart, it starts identifying and drawing the Anti Shark Harmonic Pattern on the price chart. Traders who are looking to identify this pattern on the chart can use the Anti Shark Harmonic Pattern indicator to detect the probable reversal zone or the D point in the harmonic pattern, and based on the PRZ, potential reversal zone, they can enter a buy or sell trade in the market. In the settings section under the Input tab, there are options available for us. In the first part, we can set the minimum wavelength here, which is based on the zigzag indicator. The zigzag indicator has 3 parameters, and here we can adjust the first parameter of the indicator, while the other 2 parameters are hard-coded into the calculations and are set to periods of 3 and 3. In the next section, we can set the number of candles to be identified and analyzed in the past. By using the period we set in this section, the indicator detects the Fibonacci ratios of the harmonic pattern. For example, from this point, which is point D, it moves 100 candles backward and looks for the Fibonacci ratio of point C. Again, from point C, it moves 100 candles backward and examines those 100 candles looking to identify point B, then from B to A, and from A to X, and finally, it draws the harmonic pattern. In the next section, we can enable or disable the display of the harmonic pattern lines. In the next section, we can enable or disable the break pivot, which is automatically enabled in this section. If we set this option to false, in the section below we can adjust the distance ratio between the harmonic pattern pivot and the break pivot based on pipettes, which is set to 100 pipettes by default. Here we can see that a harmonic pattern has been drawn for us. If I set this option to true, it will identify all harmonic patterns for me, meaning the system will automatically scan and highlight every possible pattern it detects on the chart, regardless of how common or rare they are. Harmonic patterns are specific formations in price data that traders use to predict future price movements. But if I select false and apply a filter, which helps narrow down the results, it will only display the more reliable harmonic patterns, those that are considered to have a higher probability of being accurate or useful based on certain criteria or historical performance. In the next section, we can adjust the shift option, which is set to 2 by default. This means that after the D point is closed and identified, it moves forward by 2 candles and then analyzes the harmonic pattern. In the next section, there is the shift option, which is set to 2 by default. This means it moves forward by 2 candles and examines its previous 2 candles, looking to identify the harmonic pattern on the chart. If I set the value to 0 here, it will look for and analyze the harmonic pattern as soon as the candle closes, and finally, it will draw the pattern for us. Here, we can enter different numbers, and depending on the value we set, it will move forward by that amount and then analyze the pattern for us. In the next section, we can enable or disable the display of bullish and bearish harmonic patterns. In the following section, we can choose from 5 line drawing styles: solid, dash dot, and dash dot dot. In the next section, we can set the line thickness, which is set to 1 by default. If we set a value higher than 1 for this section, the lines will automatically switch to the solid style. In the next section, we can set the color for the bearish harmonic pattern, the color for the bullish harmonic pattern, and finally, the color for the harmonic pattern labels, and change them to any color we like. One point to note here is regarding the MetaTrader 5 platform, where the first 2 options are different for us. In the second option, the calculation method is variable and is based on the pivot. In the MetaTrader 4 platform, this option is based on candles, meaning that from point D, 100 candles are examined backward to identify the Fibonacci ratio for point C, then again from C, 100 candles backward to identify point B, and from B to A, and from A to X. However, in the MetaTrader 5 platform, it is based on pivots. That is, if I set the number to 10 here, from point D it examines 10 pivots backward and looks to identify point C. Again, from point C, it moves 10 pivots backward and looks to identify point B, then moves from B to A, and from A to X. The next point you should pay attention to is the values you set in the first 2 options. The larger these numerical values are, the larger the harmonic patterns that are identified will be. In order to identify relatively suitable patterns on the chart and have them displayed for us, it's better to set more appropriate values here. Well friends, we've reached the end of this indicator tutorial. I'd be happy if you share your comments and suggestions with us in the comment section.